start programming, we would start in the main view controller right here. So what we need to do is we need to pass a variable in between the um, the main view controller and the game view controller. So to do that, we first need to have a prepare for segue method. And what it does is that it gets a variable and it sends it over to another view controller, which then could use that variable to whatever it wants, for whatever it wants. So this is how you do it. You type void because the prepare for segue method does not return anything. Then prepare for segue, and what we are going to do is that we are going to set the game view controller right here as our destination view controller because we want to get something or a variable from the game view controller. So the way you do that is you say game view controller, or you can call it GVC, equals segue dot destination view controller right here. And we also need to import game view controller so that we can have access to it. And we need to declare a variable in here so that we can access it and modify it in main view controller. So to do that, we'll go into game view controller.h and declare a variable called labeled text. So it'll be at property, and well, actually let's call it view label, and it's going to be strong, non-atomic, and a NS string. Well, make it view text actually, because that's what it is. So now that we have this variable, we can now access it in the main view controller by saying game view controller dot view text equals, and we could say welcome to level 1. So what this does is that whenever there is a segue, then we will set view text to be equal to level 1, but that's not what we want. We want for it to be when we press the button level 1, then view text will be equal to level 1. But if we press button 2 or level 2, sorry, then view text will be equal to welcome to level 2. So how we do that is with the if statement. So if segue dot identifier is equal to string, and let's say level 1, then level 1, then view text is going to be equal to welcome to level 1. And we could just copy this code right here, so it would also work for level 2 by copying and pasting and changing this to level 2 right here and making this welcome to level 2. So what we did just now is that we set the identifier in the main storyboard right here. If we take a look at these objects right here, you'll see that we set the identifiers to level 1 and level 2. So if we go back over here, if the identifier is equal to level 1, then view text is level 1, is welcome to level 1. And if it is equal to level 2, then view text is welcome to level 2. So that is all we need to do in the main view controller. We can now go over to the game view controller right here. And we do not need this implementation section right here, so we can get rid of that. And we also do not need the supported interface orientations, so we could also get rid of that right here. And then we need to do one more thing, which is you could delete all of this right here up to this point and type in game scene with size skview dot bounds dot size. The reason we did that is because we need what we just did is that we set the scene to become a certain size, and we also made it so that this game scene right here would display in this game view controller. So now what we need to do is, well, now that we have successfully passed the variable from a view controller to another view controller, modified it, and then passed it back, what we now need to do is we need to pass it from this view controller to the scene right here. So to do that, we first need to synthesize our variable that we declared right here called view text. So we're going to synthesize it. So at synthesize view text right there. And we will create a global function by declaring it in here and setting what it would do in here and then calling it in game scene. So to do that, we will first go into our .h file and say what the function will return, and in this case it will be NSString. So NSString, and let's call it get global text right there. And then first let's take a look at this error. Oh yeah, we also need to have the parentheses to make sure to say that it is a function. And then we go into this class right here and we say NSString get global text, and now we set what this function is going to do in this area right here. So what we want to do is we want to return whatever is in this variable view text right here, but we cannot put view text right into here, so we cannot say return view text, otherwise it would be incorrect. We need to create another global variable to fit this global function. So to do this, we need to create another variable, and to do this we'll say NSString global text, and then in our view to load we could say global text equals view text, and then we could return global text. So now we have successfully declared our function right here. Just need to add this little symbol right there, and there's our global function right there. It's all set and ready to go. All we now need to do is call it in gamescene.m. So that's what we're going to do. So now we are going to go to gamescene.m, and we are going to call this variable, the global function right here. So by doing this, we are going to set this label text to be equal to whatever returns in that function. So what we're going to do is well, first we need to import game view controller. So let's do that. Game view controller.h, and then we're going to import. We're going to call get global text right there. So now the text is going to be equal to get global text, and we're going to set the font size to 20 so that the font fits into the screen all at once. So now we should be good. We could run it now well, first we need to do one more thing. We need to go into our main storyboard, and one thing we need to do is we need to set where what is going to be the initial view controller. So where, when we run it, is going to show first, and what we want to show this controller first right now. And so what we do is we select this controller and hit is initial view controller. So now it's going to show this screen first. So now we can run it and see if it works. So build succeeded, and iOS Simulator is opening right now, and it is loading view scene controller. So now you see we have level 1, and we do not have level 2, and that is because we need to add some constraints right here so that level 1 and level 2 both show up. And to do that, we select main view controller, go here and add missing constraints. So now it should work. We just need to, what I just did there was so that the buttons would show up where they're supposed to when they load, just like right here. So now we have level 1 and level 2. When I click level 1, I get welcome to level 1. And I go up, press back, level 2, welcome to level 2. So this is how you transition a variable between two view controllers and, well, transition a variable between view controllers and view controller to scene. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.